You are live.
We are live on Monday night in Ohio. Cool Ohio, too. Oh, we have 12 watching, 5 thumbs up. Some people must not have a thumb tonight.
Maybe up where you don't want to know where it is.
That's right. I'm going to put a link. There's a link in the description, and I'm going to put it right here in the chat for your chance to win a $2 bill. This is for anybody. It's not just continental United States. We send them all over the world. So, Miss Allie, how you doing, kiddo? Big Bear? Temperance's Adventures. That's one I haven't seen yet. Mr. Geeky down in Florida, supposed to be 90. So we're going to give him some of our cool weather.
Okay. I see Big Bear Homestead is in the chat.
Yep.
They have elected to widen the driveway, so
he didn't say anything about widening. He just said he took the trees down.
Well, that widens it. That widens it. What it is, he was tired of walking with me while I was back in the...
Well, you still have everything on the other side where all the whole slew of trees are.
You know, backing that camper out of that 450-foot driveway.
You haven't backed it up for a long time.
So what's going on with Sonnie's place?
What, have you brought Sonnie's place in here to find out?
No.
Well, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want,
go for it.
I thought I'd say, what's going on with them?
Go for it.
So.
I'll leave it to you.
Well, their mics are live.
I'm glad their mics are live and not dead.
Just because their pictures aren't.
I see. Okay.
So, anyway. Let me bounce this over. She's snickering. She's laughing at you, Sherry.
That's okay. Emma always does.
There you are. Sonnie's place.
From Ms. Zoe.
And Mr. Sonnie. Mr. and Mrs. Sonnie. So,
how's everybody doing?
So tell us about yourselves.
Tell us about ourselves.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well, let's see.
She is a great carpenter, and she has knife skills too.
She has knife skills.
She makes.
I don't have the knife. I know how to use the knives, but he's the knife.
He's the knife maker. Okay.
He's the knife maker, and she's the knife.
And she's the chicken coop maker.
Chicken coop maker. So.
Yeah, we built together. So.
And somehow we don't kill each other.
Even with tools in both your hands. That's pretty good.
Well, tell us, how'd you meet this guy?
How did I meet? I met him in college, actually. So, which is kind of funny because I, was born and raised in Southern California, and I ended up going to college in Tennessee. And I
am so sorry.
I was going to say she's a California girl. Ended up in Missouri.
Well, I am so sorry she had anything to do with California.
Yeah, well, I'm not there anymore. Yeah. But yeah.
So now you're in a state of misery.
Yeah. Actually, it's not so miserable. The weather was beautiful today.
Great.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
getting that spring weather finally.
So you met him in college. Where are you from, Mr. Matt?
Well, I'm from the Missouri Boot Heel, which is as far southeast in Missouri as you can get. Mm-hmm. So I grew up there on a traditional farm, and both my dad and my grandfather were named Sonnie, and so that's the name of our place is kind of a tribute to them, all the hard work that they did, and the Missouri Boot Heel is right next to Tennessee, and so that's how we ended up at the same college. She was recruited to play softball, so I just went because of proximity.
Well, that's neat. That's neat. Absolutely neat. You're gonna have to talk.
No, go for it.
No, my throat's going.
You're doing rather well. Keep on asking. Getting that link up there for your chance to win the $2 bill.
Yeah.
If you win it, and if you don't email us, we don't know where to send it. So just letting you
I see
folks
Howie
know.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Howie.
Well, there's
Mama Z.
Rosanna Dana.
Earlier.
we have enough in here that it would be crowded in our kitchen.
17 watching?
Yeah, that would be crowded in our kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Ours too.
Yep.
So tell us about your place.
Well, we're, like we talked about, we're in Missouri. We're on 11 acres or so.
Just under. Yeah.
Okay.
We're not quite using it all right now. We're growing, let's see, the garden is less than a quarter of an acre? Yeah, we've got an orchard, a small orchard with peach trees, apple trees, sour cherry, trying to grow pawpaws, plum tree, and pecan trees. So, yeah, so that's what we've got. We raise chickens and ducks for eggs, and we also raise meat birds, meat chickens, and this year we're actually going to be raising meat turkeys for the first time, so excited about that.
So, is it your desire to become more self-sufficient on the crops and livestock and so forth that you raise, or is it still just I don't want to say it's a hobby because it's much more than a hobby, but is that something that you just want to embrace more, or?
Yeah, I mean, it is about sustainability, but it's also about having control over where our food comes from and knowing what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
We have, especially lately, we've had to kind of change up our diets a bit, and so changing over to eating mainly real food, nothing processed, and so so we're kind of in that transition phase right now to doing the majority of that. Then
kids,
easy food.
Any kids?
Sorry?
Any kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got 2 kiddos. Our oldest is actually a freshman in college now, and our youngest is a teen. Teenager.
Terrible teens.
Yeah. That's the terrible twos.
Terrible. She's actually quite the princess. So
there you go.
All right.
So was I. My sister's not in the chat yet, so I can say that.
Right.
So what kind of hobbies do y'all have?
Ooh, all right.
You first.
Me first. Well, I love to build stuff. Really getting into wood carving over the last year or so. We'll be doing more of that here soon, actually. Just went to a workshop a couple weeks ago, and I was really excited about learning some new skills and learning more about how wood grows on trees.
Wait a minute. How wood grows on trees? Did I hear that?
That's what she said. Yeah. They must have wood on trees down there in Missouri.
Don't they call that grafting?
Well, you want to talk about that? That was really fascinating.
Well, yeah.
Class.
So it was one of the most fascinating workshops that I've ever been to, because it was literally talking about the way that wood grows on the trees. So it talked about kind of the internal structure of a tree,
okay,
and why you use, or how and why you use certain portions of the tree to get your carving wood out of, why you keep the wood wet before you carve rather than letting it dry out, those sorts of things. So it was incredibly fascinating. I never thought in a million years that I would have enjoyed that workshop. And I went to it, and I left, and my mind was just blown, because you think that you already know all there is to know about a tree, right? It has rings, and you cut it down and you burn it to stay warm. Well, and sometimes you build with it.
Yeah.
But it goes way beyond that for sure.
So you got into the cell structure and all the what is it? Lignums? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember all the terminology.
Yeah.
Just kind of the general basics of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we got somebody in the chat here that's just had a real embrace with a tree, even today.
What's that, Jason?
Jason, yes.
Yep.
Jason decided to cut down a tree.
Chop the rest of them down on the one side of their driveway.
And it's a big one.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's in the chat and not in the hospital tonight.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, I see a warning.
Yeah, we must be talking about Robin. That's all I can think of.
But yeah, that was a really fascinating workshop, doing more woodworking, and then of course Matt works with steel, he likes to make knives and do blacksmithing.
So he has a forge and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I've also been known to run a really lousy weld bee. So.
So what do you like to start off your knives with? What kind of steel?
Boy, that's a loaded question. So, for what I do typically, 1080 steel works just fine. There's also a steel called 80 CRV2, which is a really great high carbon steel, and that's really the trick is to use a steel with a higher amounts of carbon in it. That's how you get the hardenability and also the toughness that you need for a good knife.
Yeah.
So,
Have you made any knives or considered making any knives starting out with like old leaf springs from cars and stuff?
So yeah, typically what you're talking about is 5160 steel.
Yeah.
And that is considered a very, very good steel for knives. It's got about 0.6% carbon in it, which is not. I mean, it's considered a high carbon steel, but it's not a relatively high amount of carbon that you would find in a steel. But it's it can be very flexible if it's tempered correctly.
Right.
And so it can make for a very tough knife, for sure.
So what style of knives do you prefer to make?
Well, mostly hunting knives. I just said knife. hunting knives.
Like 8 to 10 inch.
What's up?
8 to 10 inch Bowie style.
What's that?
8 to 10 inch Bowie style, that type of thing.
No, more along the lines of 4 to 5 inch drop point type blades. Yeah. Okay. And then I don't know if you've ever heard of a gentleman by the name of Lynn Ray. He is a very well-known knife maker out of Arkansas, and I got to spend 3 days with him back in December, and learned how to make his signature knife. So that was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if he's going to show up here in the chat tonight or not, but we've got a couple other knife makers that do visit the channel here.
Well, he's working. That's what Terry just said. He's going to try to pop in.
Okay, and that's the one from overseas.
Yeah.
But the other one I was talking about.
Oops.
The other one I was talking about is BC.
Oh, BC Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But this is. Let me see here. If I can show this. Yeah, sort of. This is from our friend in Australia, and it's a very, very pretty well-made knife. It's well balanced. It's got a good feel to it.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, I've seen the picture of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did he share a video on how making that, or I've seen pictures of it.
I don't know if he's done one on this one or not. I know he's done a few others that he made and then brought over with him because the shipping would be astronomical.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised they even let him leave the country with those.
Yeah, that with as many knives as he came with. Yeah, I was surprised too. Terry, I haven't even used it yet.
Well, you know, if he was a gunsmith, he couldn't have left the country with that many guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange.
But speaking of guns, are you guys avid hunters?
We are not. No. We do know how we shoot for fun, but not we don't hunt.
Okay, so you like to kill the targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made sure that this California girl learned how to shoot pretty shortly after we got married. So.
Yeah.
Well, Sonnie, what do you shoot? What do you shoot? What's your favorite firearm?
Well, so I do carry. I do conceal carry, and my carry gun is either. Well, I have a small car, 7-round pistol that I carry just in my pocket. But then I have a Springfield XD 9mm subcompact that I carry in a holster as well. Just kind of depends on what I'm doing. And then I used to shoot a 3-gun, which I would shoot another Springfield XD that was a full 5.5-inch barrel and an AR-15 that I actually put together myself.
Well, if you would, because I'm sure not everybody here knows, but explain what a 3-gun is.
I'm sorry.
And the competition that's involved revolves around that.
Yeah. 3-gun competition, first of all, it's a total blast. No pun intended. But it is, it's a shooting competition in which you can use a handgun, a rifle, and a shotgun. And you may have to use, depending on the way each section of the course is set up, you may shoot all 3 of those firearms. You may shoot only the rifle and a shotgun, or any combination of the 3. Sometimes it's pistol only. And it's a timed event, and then at the end of the match, all the times are accumulated, and that's how you get your winners.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you move from station to station too, do you not?
That's correct. Yep.
And it's time for everything. Your movements.
Yeah, it's totally run and gun for the most part. So you have to have a little bit of stamina, some strength, and durability for sure. Because the last thing you want to do is be trying to heave oxygen and trying to shoot straight all at the same time. It doesn't work very well.
No, not at all. But does Sonnie participate in that?
No, I don't do that.
You don't do that?
No, I wish you would.
How about a 2-gun?
I just shoot for fun. We shoot targets out at back.
So, what do you shoot, Sonnie?
Gosh, I don't even know. It's been over a year, 2 years probably, that we have actually shot anything, or actually.
Well, that you've shot anything.
That I've shot anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
We said we weren't hunters, but I'm actually a very avid feral cat hunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she has her own Remington 12-gauge pump that we got her several years ago. That she enjoys.
An 870 Wingmaster or something.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And then I also have a Springfield.
Yeah. She also has a Springfield M&P 9mm.
Yeah.
That I try and get her to keep in the car, but she doesn't.
Those are well balanced little handguns.
Great handguns.
Yeah, it's great. I like to shoot that. I also like your little your single stack. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's the car PM9.
Yeah, because it fits my hand. I have a small hand, so it fits my hand really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't really shoot a lot. We need to do that more.
I think you need to do that at least once a month.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
Yeah, our neighbor was out actually shooting clays the other day. Their daughter is, 14-ish or so? And she's getting into some competition shooting, so I think that's pretty cool.
Well, you indicated you got like 11 acres.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but are there a lot of close neighbors, or is everything pretty well spread out?
We're pretty spread out.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
There's a span of an area that we can shoot towards, where we can easily keep our close neighbor at about 180 degrees.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So I think, did we touch on hobbies?
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned it.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and I like to cook too, right, Sherry?
Yes, ma'am, you do.
I guess you can call that a hobby.
Yes, she does.
Your turn.
My turn. I'm enjoying listening to you this time. I like watching her cooking videos, all the Mexican dishes and everything. Ones that
I made a Peruvian dish tonight for dinner.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
Peruvian.
Yeah.
Peru. What the hell is a Peruvian?
From Peru.
From Peru. Or Peru.
Are you from there? No, you're from California.
No, I'm from California. I'm Mexican.
But her heritage is Mexican. Yeah.
But I found this recipe and wanted to try it out. Actually, I didn't. You were the one that told me about it. From Wild Wonderful Off Grid. Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their favorite dish on Wild Wonderful Off Grid, and so they made it one night, and it just looked amazing. So I had Emma look up the recipe.
There you go. That's one way to do it. Allie Oakley is asking how you two met. They met in college.
She did. Well, it's actually true. She did see me from across a crowded room and made her way over.
This could get good.
So she was a sophomore in college at the time, and I was transferring. Actually, first went to school at Southeast Missouri State, which is in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which was a lot closer to my hometown. Yeah. And then I decided to go over to Tennessee because I wanted to go to a Christian school. And she was recruited to play softball at Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. And so I went there, and the very first night back, they had a back to school night, and everybody kind of joined up in the commons area. And it was the first time she ever saw me, and she thought I was cute, and so she came over and started talking to me, chatted me up, and we actually started out as great friends.
Yeah, we were really good friends for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the current impression is you're still really good friends.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, without a doubt. We've been married. How long have we been married?
It'll be 24 years in August.
Yeah, 24 in August.
Well, I mean, just looking at it, they're locked in together. They got something there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. That actually means a lot.
I see Terry's talking about learning more Mexican dishes. Yeah. And so Terry, I actually cook Asian dishes too. So, our oldest daughter wants to study in South Korea. And so,
oh, wow.
Because I love to cook, she and I have been learning, Korean dishes. So, yeah, we eat a lot of Korean food too. And it's delicious.
Yes, Jason, they do have you beat on a few years, don't they? You're at what, 15 years, Jason, Robin? If I'm not mistaken, 15, 16 years?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, we got married pretty young, so right out of college. Yeah. I say that, but all of my family got married younger than I did, so, yeah.
So, is your house/homestead the way you want it, or do you have plans to make some changes?
That's a great question.
Yeah. As far as that, I'll to the house and then I'll run through the actual homesteading part. But first of all, we have a beautiful house. We were talking about the Amish a little earlier in the pre-show, right before we came on, and our kitchen, I'm looking at it right now, and all of the cabinetry is handmade Amish, and it's all wood flooring, and it's just a great space. But there's a few things that we would have done differently. For example, we'd like to have a mudroom, a mudroom/laundry room where our laundry room is right now. And we'd like to reconfigure the basement a little bit, maybe put a wet bar down there, that sort of thing. And then we got a lot of changes that Emma would like to make to the garden as well.
Yeah, I'm basically redoing it all. So, yeah, just for the time being, we're moving from raised beds to a no-till, and then consolidating where the chickens and the ducks are, where kind of the strawberry patch is, and just making that space a little bit more efficient, so I don't have to go from different sections of the property to get the chickens and ducks water and feed, compost, all of that. It's all going to be in one area, and then expanding the orchard as well. So we've got some pecan trees that we just got from the Department of Conservation that we've got to plant out, and got elderberries that we'll be starting as well. But yeah, lots of fun stuff. And then we've got fun stuff planned for the shop too. So you want to touch on that, because that's going to be a fun and kind of long process too. So yeah.
Yeah, our shop is actually made up of 3 different sections. There's the main section that has a garage door, and it runs the length of the shop, and it's probably, I would say, 20 to 24 feet wide, I would guess. And then kind of running along the other side of the shop, we have some rooms built in, and the larger room we're going to turn into a woodworking shop. And then the back room is just kind of turned into storage.
Yeah.
But we want to make the main area more of a blacksmith or a knifesmith type shop type area, and other metalworking type stuff. So all my welding equipment would go out there and that sort of thing. Yeah. So.
And then the front room would be turned into a woodworking space. So be able to work on our smaller building projects, and I'd have the space to actually work on my projects.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just remind everybody that's in the chat right now. There is a link underneath the video here that will take you to a webpage that's a form, and we simply ask for you to put your screen name as it's displayed in the chat into there. We're not asking for social security numbers or anything like that. We're not saving anything. It simply just puts you in the running to get yourself a $2 bill, which there's an awful lot of younger people today don't even believe they're real money.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy. So go ahead and do that. And here in about 2 minutes, we're going to make our first drawing and see where we go with that. And one other thing, should you be a member of the channel, if you'd like to join the channel for whatever reason, help support two-family homestead. If you would like to be a member of the channel, and if you are a member and we draw your name for a $2 bill, we also give you your membership fee for that month back in cash.
Yep. That's what Mama Z's went out last week.
So, as far as I know, we are the only channel around that does anything like that, even remotely close to that. So, okay. So, what's on your agenda for the next? Well, let's say your 5-year plan.
5-year plan. We won't be in 5 years, right? We'll still be here in 5 years. Yeah. Well, hopefully a lot of the projects that we just talked about will be done. And then just kind of preparing for moving. We actually want to leave Missouri at some point.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe here, but we haven't discussed that at all. So what's up?
Well, I mean, we love Missouri. We actually do. We're free to do a lot of things here, and do what we want with our land. And
what a lot of people don't realize is just how free Missouri is when it comes to things like homesteading and what you can do on your own property and that sort of thing, especially in the county that we're in. Yeah. Cooper County is very, very open, and you really do just about whatever you want.
Yeah. But there's not really anything that's tying us here or that's keeping us here, aside from, your parents, but, the girls are getting ready to leave the house, and we're trying to figure out what we want to do, basically. And we both decided that we love mountains, and we'd love to go somewhere where there's mountains, and still have those freedoms.
So what state are you thinking? Tennessee or Colorado? What state are you thinking?
Actually, no, neither one of those. Missouri, I believe, is number 2 in the freest states in the country. In the lower, and on the mainland. Right. And there's only one state that's freer, or that's more free, and that would be Idaho.
Okay. They want to grow potatoes.
They want to grow potatoes? Idaho potatoes?
Idaho potatoes.
Gotcha.
No, I can't eat potatoes, unfortunately. But luckily, you can grow a lot of things where there's dirt. So.
That's true. That's true.
You don't have a greenhouse?
Not right now.
No, we don't. I'd love to have a greenhouse. It's not a priority right now, but if and when we move to Idaho, we'll have a greenhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We need to bump our season up.
Yeah.
Our growing
season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely helps in Missouri.
Yeah, I'd love to do a passive solar so I could kind of increase our growing zone a little bit, so we could do some kind of longer, warmer weather crop. But yeah. But no, yeah, we'd like to go out there, get quite a bit of land, and the plan is to start from scratch there and build our own house, and
there you go,
our shop and greenhouse, all of that fun stuff.
Get it done how you want. That's
that sounds exciting.
Yeah,
sounds exciting.
Yeah, so a lot of the things we're doing now are kind of building that skill set. So for the time we get out there, we kind of know a little bit about what we're doing. Or a little more about, framing and electricity and all that fun stuff. So yeah.
Okay, well, Sherry, you think it's time we?
Yep. Let's get
all right,
one drawing done.
Let me bring the wheel onto the screen here. All right. So, give her a spin. And tonight's first $2 winner is City Girl Country Heart,
which is our guest next week.
she will be our guest next week. So send us an email with your mailing address, please, Derek, and we will get you a genuine $2 bill, not counterfeit.
Nope.
A real one.
A real one.
Out in the mail.
Yep.
Okay, City Girl, Country Heart. So that's how easy it is to win. It's not painful. Mm-hmm. It's not painful. It doesn't hurt at all. So there's no reason that everybody in here should have your name in there.
That's right.
Jason, was it rigged?
They were robbed.
Yes. That's funny. I see Mama Z's in here. Built on the Rock Homestead. How's it going, Kiri? I see some new people in here. That's cool.
Jonathan, how's my little girl doing? Lone Star Living.
I don't think I've met them yet. Lone Star Living.
Jonathan's pretty cool. They lived in an apartment for quite a while till they bought their homestead.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I assume they're in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there was a clue there?
You think?
Oh, that's a little one.
I'm quick.
Yeah, I hear you there, Big Bear.
So based upon your conversations earlier,
if you don't win one before we see you again, we'll bring you one. How's that, Jason?
Yeah, there you go.
One or both of you has gotten yourselves involved in a little bit of wood carving. Is that? Do I understand that correctly?
That'd be me. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any examples close by that you could just?
I don't. Actually, everything.
You know,
I have my axe over here, but not. I don't have anything that goes with it.
It's like anything else. You know, no pictures. It didn't happen.
Yeah. No. Oh, he's gonna go get some stuff, I guess. No, I don't have anything to show right now. But yeah, it's something that I'm just getting into, so I don't have there's a lot of practice still, but that's actually what I'll be spending most of my summer on. So I've got my tools right here, though. If you want to see them, they're cool. So this is the carving knife, and you can really use any knife, but this is called a Sloyd knife.
Mm-hmm.
So it's typically what's used. You've got 5 different types of carving techniques you can use with that one. And then if you want to do anything with curves, say like spoons or whatever, you'd use your hook knife.
I hear that you have an inside deal on getting these carving knives.
We'll talk about that actually. And then my favorite one is this one actually. Is my axe, my carving axe. So I actually got this for Mother's Day because he is awesome. So yeah. And I actually took a class on how to actually use an axe, so properly.
Okay, so now, and I did this for a reason to lead up to this. Matt, you obviously make some of these knives.
Yeah, he does. You want to show?
Yeah. So,
do you sell them? That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I mentioned Lynn Ray a little bit earlier.
Yes.
And how I spent a few days with him learning to make his signature knife. Yeah. And this is it right here. This is what's known as the X-ray, spelled X-R-H-E-A. And it's just a one piece. It's kind of a spin on the traditional blacksmith's knife, which is just all made from one piece of steel. Mm-hmm. And there's no wooden handle. The handle and the knife are all one piece of steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I've got a couple of other ones.
Yeah.
Actually,
the handle's pretty cool. I like it.
I'll grab this one because you mentioned the buoy earlier.
Oh yeah, this is it. You asked for it, Daryl.
Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at this thing.
Wow.
this knife, this is a knife that I made shortly after I returned from a class on handles and guards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. I really enjoyed this one.
That looks like a salmon fillet knife.
Speaking of knives, Darren just came in the chat.
Oh.
Hey, Darren. Oh, he says knife. Yeah.
So, and again, the question is, though, are you going to start marketing any of these knives?
I would love to someday. The reason that I say someday is because I still have a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5 rather,
Yeah.
and so I'm just not able to devote enough time to it to where I could take orders and fill those orders and feel like I could do that in a timely manner. So what I'm trying to do is make a few knives so that I have a little bit of an inventory first, and then kind of move on from there.
Yeah.
But hopefully soon.
So, can you share with us what your 8 to 5 is, or is that a super secret?
No, it's not a super secret.
I
I'm not a CIA or anything like that.
I didn't know if you were a brain surgeon or.
I work in IT.
Okay.
I'm a IT director for a nonprofit. So
Okay.
that's why I make the medium bucks and not the big bucks.
Daryl knows all about that. He was an IT person.
Yeah, for many, many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both still work full time. So
Yeah.
both kind of geeks too. I'm actually a web designer, so mainly do front end code. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it difficult, especially in the wintertime, when there are things that you would like to do, but you get home and it's already dark out.
Yeah.
And it makes it really hard. It's much easier in the summer. I feel like the days are longer, even though there's still the same amount of hours in the day. But it definitely does make it easier for sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm listening I'm watching the chat, see if there's any questions. Just going right along here.
Well,
Question.
my throat is screaming that, Terry, you need to talk a little bit because my throat doesn't want to.
Emma, is there anything that you have not grown yet that you would like to
Anything
try?
I haven't grown that I want to.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a good question. I've grown a lot of things. I can't think of anything right now. The one thing I would like to grow again that I did that I haven't done for a few years is jicama.
See, now I haven't
know.
even tried that.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Oh, so good. And it's good for you. It's so good for you. But yeah, jicama. It needs a longer season, so even now, I don't know if I could even start it now. Might have waited too long. But
Yeah, that's like loofah. Loofah needs that long, warm season, where in Georgia, Robin does great. Her loofahs are like huge. Here in Ohio, I'd have to start them indoors in February.
yeah, see, I haven't done that, and I probably should have started them in February, but I didn't. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw that, Darren, that you asked a question. Doesn't mean I have to ask it.
I know why. I think I know why he's asking the question.
Yeah.
So he's wondering if I was going to make videos. I believe.
Yeah.
And because I think that he saw the very first video that I ever posted on YouTube about knife making.
Yeah.
And it was fine. The video was fine. The problem was I hated literally every second of making that video. Because when I go out into the forge, or I go out in the workshop, whatever. I want to work. Like you said, you were in IT, and so I'm sure you get this, but work is kind of my therapy, and keeps me sane, even though I work in IT.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all I want to do. I just want to work, and I want to get in a flow and keep my mind off of what I have to do during the week. The weekend is kind of my time, and so fiddling around with cameras and camera angles and that sort of thing, it made me crazy. And so I made that one video, and it did okay, and it was fine. But shortly after that, I took it down, and I decided I was not going to do that anymore, ever. Now, Matt, she has told me that she would shoot my videos.
Matt, you have somebody there beside you that could do that.
Yeah. But that's still quite a commitment, So we'll see. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that turns out.
Yeah, I have offered to shoot the videos for him and do the editing and the thumbnails. So there's not really much that you have to do aside from just showing up and doing what you do.
Well, and one never knows. One never knows. But you could start in doing that, and that could be an avenue to step away from your IT job. Somewhere in the future, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, and that's the goal, and we are looking at that one. And we talked about this workshop that we went to, and one of the classes actually talked about that, is how to use social media to help market your business or your making, basically your craft. Mm-hmm. And so. And then with the other, there was one that actually tied into that, and that was on how to sell your work. And so we both found that super helpful. That is something that we have talked about. I'm not sure if YouTube is definitely or is in the cards for him, but yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, YouTube's always been kind of the thing that I wanted to do. I'm just glad that he decided to hang out with me and participate in the stuff that I'm doing here with my channel, basically.
Right.
So I say our channel because we are together more now doing video. Like we do videos together more than we used to, and so I call it our channel, but I did start it myself. So.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
And I still largely do everything myself. We both kind of share the shooting duties in terms of the videos, but I still do a lot of that. I still do most of it. I do all of the editing, do all of the thumbnails, all of the work that goes into it. I do it all. So.
Well, I think it was last year when the Mexican grandmother sort of came on the scene with her YouTube. And she was already, with only a few videos in, she was well over, a quota for anything. That woman is amazing.
Yeah, and there's a couple reasons for that. One is she's sharing these, the old way of cooking Mexican food. And because she's sharing that, she's sharing a part of our culture. And so the second reason that she's taken off is because every Hispanic girl and boy sees their grandmother in it. Mm-hmm. Like she is my grandmother. Like I remember when I was little and I'd go hang out with my grandma, she was in the kitchen doing those same things. And so, just watching the videos, I don't necessarily smell the things, but I can smell them just because I remember, being in the kitchen with my grandma. And so that's why her channel took off.
That's true.
Well,
that's very true.
That's part of it. Another reason I think that she's gotten so big is because Spanish is spoken much more widely throughout the world than English is.
Yeah.
And so I've been hassling Emma to create another channel that's in Spanish, where she could dub over and do all the voice work in Spanish.
Yeah.
And so I think that would probably do well as well.
I know how to count up to 3, and I know how to say, what time is it? And that my friend Roberta taught me when I think we were in 9th grade.
I just know some universal sign language.
I know Italian sign language. My uncle taught me. He said, "Don't go home and tell your dad that I taught you this." Yeah, I know where I'd be. Yeah, I think that'd be great if you would do the bilingual. I think that would go over great.
That actually is kind of in the works, so spoilers.
Well, and we talked about this. One of the issues is that Emma grew up speaking Spanish, but she did not grow up speaking things such as agricultural Spanish.
Right.
So, like a lot of the terms used in agriculture and gardening, and maybe even the raising of poultry, for example, those weren't common phrases that she used when she was younger, and so she's actually been talking to a high school friend of hers who married a gentleman from Panama and moved down there and lived there for a few years, and so they're gonna get together and kind of try and work that vocabulary out.
You're thinking of Quebec Homestead.
Yes.
She has the French and English, and her French channel finally took off. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also like the framing and like when you're talking about like building things, what the terminology is for framing a wall or whatever. Yeah, all of those things. But yeah.
I could probably do a few videos in French. I mean, I can remember being younger. My mom always said, "Excuse my French." My teacher didn't think that was the French language that they had in mind in school, but
do some in Hebrew.
When my mother says, "Excuse my French," okay, fine, if that's what that's supposed to mean. Whatever, Mom.
No Hebrew?
No, I don't think there's not enough people that would understand Hebrew. I could probably do it, but...
Are you fluent in Hebrew?
I used to be. My first husband was from Israel. I made the mistake of bringing him over. Didn't get him shipped back in time. Yeah, we got married, and a month later, I got a letter from Immigration Bureau in Cleveland. We had to go up and we had an interview. Because he came here, and a month later we were married. Yeah, well, that's why he came here, people, but we didn't tell them that. Yeah. Big Bear, I think Ahmed could do a great channel. Comedy Ahmed style. Yeah. You know what? I don't even remember what her the channel's name was. Yeah, I talk Sailor. No, I don't talk Taylor. Sailor. Now, if you want to talk Sailor, you can talk to Misty. Mama Z talks Sailor.
She might be putting that channel name in
I
there.
don't remember. Emma, do you remember the Mexican channel name?
Yeah, it's on there. I put it on there.
Okay, thank you. There we go.
I didn't share the link, but that's the name of the channel.
Shoot, I can't read that. Did you hit all the keys right?
It's de mi rancho a tu cocina. It's basically from the farm to your table, from my farm to your table.
Here we go. Yep, that's her. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got the link here. Yep, she is 3.93 million subscribers. And
so, fun story, she's actually one of the top 100 influential women in Mexico.
And she only started her channel in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she's just, I mean, unless you get translator on your screen. Misty, don't tell me you don't talk sailor. Unless you have the translator on your machine, you don't know what in the heck she's saying, but to watch her is amazing. And that I did that for a long time. I just watched her and thinking, well, I can figure out what ingredient she has. And obviously I don't have one of those big stone tortilla things outside my back door. But it's like, wow.
So I have another question for you, too. Have you ever, or might you have plans to, attended a homesteading event? Convention event, like Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy's Life Conference.
I've tried talking her into coming down for the Life Conference. Then what was it, 2 or 3 years ago? I think I tried that 2 years in a row.
Yeah. No, so we actually do go to a few. So this year, on our schedule, I'm actually going to post that this week, what the schedule is for this year, where we're going to be. We're going to the Baker Creek Spring Planting Festival in May. We'll be at the picnic in Kentucky. And then we're going to be at the Homesteaders of America conference in Virginia in October. So we'll be there.
Okay.
Oh, that's one we'll never go to again. But
that's okay. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And the one I remember, we did talk about the one that Doug and Stacy put on, because they're literally only 2 hours from me.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that we don't go is because Matt's never been a fan of going to those conferences, and it's always because he's an introvert. And it's always on our anniversary weekend.
Uh-huh.
This year, the Life Conference is on my birthday. Just letting you know that. Okay.
Well,
I know, Jason. I knew you were thinking that when I said it.
Of all the different conferences we've been to, though, I will have to say that Doug and Stacy's, if you're looking for pure information from a variety of very talented and educated people, that's the conference to go to.
Yeah.
That is the one to go to. So.
Yeah, they, and honestly, Missouri has a really great homesteading expo as well. They haven't released a date for that this year, so, but I'm leaving my calendar open for that one because I'd like to go to that one.
Okay, let me remind everybody in the chat that if you don't have your name on the wheel, please do get it there now. Just click that link in the description below, or Sherry will, or somebody will probably put it.
I just did. Hey, Trip H.
Put it in the chat there. That'll take you to a form. You simply put in your screen name, whatever that might be. Put in your screen name, and that will put your name on the wheel. So if you want to know the technical back end of that, it takes this form and it grabs your name off the form and puts it onto a spreadsheet, which is linked to the wheel. It goes round and round and round, and it just grabs another column off the spreadsheet and inserts it on the wheel. So, all right.
I have to figure out those wheels because I have to do a video for the layman skillet for March, because we're already in April.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving away a Lehman's
skillet.
A cast iron skillet, and the back of it is embossed, says Layman's.
Oof.
Yeah. I get to pick out pretty much within a certain price range whatever I want for the year, and they send it out for me. So I asked Glenda, who is the owner's daughter. I said, "What do you think about this?" She said, "That works." Was the owner's daughter? Well, still is. He's no longer here, but
no, they sold the business. That's all part of that other company now.
Hartville. Yeah, I know.
You're not getting more text, right?
Yeah, now we're getting some more people in here. Trip H is signed up, and Down Under Farm and 4 just signed up out of Oakley, Grace Andrews.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some more people. All right. So please do that.
Yep, it's 10 o'clock.
And
Get this last one done.
we got. We'll give you one more minute. We'll spin the wheel.
I saw that video of Darren about that skillet.
I haven't watched it yet, but
And
I saw that.
just the thumbnails that he did, it looks copper. It has a copper color on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it been a minute?
Probably.
I forgot what time I started.
She's interested in.
Okay. Here's the wheel. I haven't seen any more names pop in here lately. So,
Let's go. Spin that wheel.
Give her a spin.
Our name's not on there, but good luck.
Why isn't your name on there? Miss Emma.
Camo and Bows.
And she's in Kentucky.
Camo and Bows.
Camo, you still in here?
Camo and Bows.
Yep.
Send us an email with your mailing address so we can send you a $2 bill. Camo and Bows. Thank you for playing.
No, Allie, you didn't win gefilte fish. Now I'm telling you, don't buy the stuff in the jars that's in the grocery store. That stuff is nasty. That is nasty.
What is that? I don't even know what
it's
that is.
Fish. It's for Passover.
It's rotten fish.
Daryl tried it once, and he had it smothered in horseradish.
And even then, you couldn't stomach it.
He won't touch it again. Well, that's one of those things that it's one of those things that if you weren't brought up on it, you're not going to get a taste for it, 40 years later.
If you weren't laying on the sidewalk with it for the past 3 weeks while it was fermenting.
It doesn't ferment. I like it, but I don't like mine with horseradish. I don't like the spice.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't heard good things about fermented fish just in general.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah. I can teach you how to make it, Allie. I can do that. If I can find the fish around here, I can make enough for me. Daryl won't touch it, and since none of my kids live close to me anymore.
Isn't that hard to do in Ohio?
Well,
good fish.
Yeah, but not in the area we're in. We don't have any actual, there's butcher shops, but there's no fish markets. But I think Kroger has a big enough fish selection.
If you wanted something to mimic that stuff, I could go get a carp.
Not touching carp. Nice try there. I don't like carp. Oh.
It's bony, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I just don't. No, thank you. Well, we got both of them are in the chat tonight. Sure, should be getting an email with both of their addresses. I can get them out in the mail tomorrow. The $2 bills. Remember, if you are a member of this channel and your name gets picked, we will also reimburse you for that month's membership.
No matter what level you're at. All the way from the least expensive to those that really like us.
And if you're not going to bed yet, because it's Eastern time, it's 10 o'clock. So Wide Family Farm is live right now, and I'll put her link there. If you go over there, tell her Smudge says hello. And Emma and Matt, it was great to have you on tonight. Sorry we didn't make it a few weeks ago. That was just one of those things that just came up, and I told Daryl, I said, I can't do it. I can't do it tonight. Yesterday I was down. Yeah, yesterday I was down all day, and it's like, oh, please let me be better today, and I was. Knock on wood.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So I hope everyone has a great evening. Okay, you can send it to me in Messenger. That's fine. I don't care. In fact, I think I still have it. Next week is City Girl Country Heart. Terry will be our guest. The week after that is Big Bear.
Okay.
Nice.
And then the last Monday of the month is Trip H.
So we got some good shows in the works for y'all.
Yep. So if you want to be a guest, email us or message me on Facebook, and we can get you on the calendar.
Well,
Get these going again.
Well, Mr. Matt and Emma, thank you for being here this
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It went fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
I hope you did too. I hope some other people said, hey, we got to get subscribed to those people.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you all take care. Don't be a stranger. And Sherry, any last words for you?
No last words. You always want the last words.
The only last word I have is
You gotta find something new.
well, tonight I don't have to. Tonight, just remember, folks, if you're holding your nose, you can't hum. Take care. Good night.
Good night, folks.
Night.